All right. Party people in the place to be. Vandals and all you Alex Acosta fans out there, this is a brand new episode of How'd We Get Here? And tonight we are talking about probably what I consider one of the best comic books out right now. And that's no joke. We got the creator of it here. He's going to tell us all about it. Go ahead and introduce yourself. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, guys. Wesley Griffith. Good to be here.
Right on, right on. Joey, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. So, time for this episode of How'd We Get Here is brought to you in collaboration with Power Pulp Comics. Go to powerpulpcomics.com and check out their lineup of books. The best of self-published comics all under one roof. They have over 100 books, multiple titles, over 50 creators on the site. So go to powerpulpcomics.com and check out their lineup. If you're a comic shop or a bookstore, they have retailer deals. So it's wholesale, which would be 50% off for you folks. You go on the site, fill out the survey, get an account, and you get 50% off your orders for wholesale. And all orders that exceed $200 get free domestic shipping within the US. So I put up the QR code up in the left-hand corner. You can scan it, go to powerpulpcomics.com and check it out. Yeah. We'll do a quick zip like we do every time. We have a giveaways here. We did a bunch of Power Pulp giveaways here. So we did a power hour for Star Wolf. That ends tonight, doesn't it, Johnny, that Kickstarter?
I believe so, or maybe tomorrow sometime.
Yeah. So you could still go back this on Kickstarter, Star Wolf by John Coates and Hex. Also, if you go find this episode on YouTube, when we did the episode with him, go write Power Pulp down in the comments to enter. We have a giveaway for this one, so you just write Power Pulp down in the comments for a chance to enter. Saturday, we will be spinning the wheel for the Brad Dwyer giveaway. So go on YouTube, find this episode, go down in the YouTube comments and write Power Pulp to enter. We'll spin the wheel to pick a winner. We also have Rick Lopez episode. You could go write Power Pulp down in the comments to enter. We'll be spinning the wheel on that one in a couple of weeks. And last but not least, we did an episode with Tony Farrell. So you could go find this episode and write Power Pulp down in the comments for a chance to win some books. Boom. That's it.
Yeah. Good job, man. Like, you're getting pretty good at like getting through that pretty fast, man.
Well, I don't want to take my time when we have guests because
Yeah,
I don't like sitting there for too long. Well, so
but
yeah.
Like, God damn, man, the jump. It's over, and I'm a little sad, but I'm happy at the same time because it is such a fucking good ending, bro. Honestly. So how does it feel to like finish like this such a triumphant and such a big story? Like I think it's the biggest one you've done so far, right?
Absolutely. It feels good and a little odd. Part of me is like very sad it's over, and it's really strange kind of getting up and thinking about like, well, what if, this character was, doing this still, or what if this other detail that would have been nice to add it in there, like could be added in later, but I don't know. There is no later. I kind of really did want to, end this thing when I wanted it to end it and how I wanted it to end. And that's really satisfying to me.
Right, because I think when we first had you on, like, and that was, I think you just had finished issue 2 at that time. You were planning on it going to 10, is what you told us. But like, I think 7 is actually like a really good number to kind of, and it's paced almost perfectly. Like this thing is cinematic. It's so good. It's got maybe 4 acts where like most stories kind of have 3, but like I don't think that that hurts it at all. I think that kind of makes it interesting, and especially with as many characters as you have in this thing, like you literally got like a Guy Ritchie cast. There's like 12 main characters in this comic, kind of. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that number of issues I wanted to do, I kept on throwing out arbitrarily. I really didn't have an exact issue number in mind at first. Like ideally, I would have liked to have gone to 10 or 8, but I feel like when I had finished 5, I sort of realized like, oh, this is kind of coming in for a landing soon, or at least that was my intuition. I would have liked to have gone to 8. I think there could have been some
I honestly think you could have pushed it and gave issue 6 and 7, especially 7, a little more breathing room. Like,
yeah.
I think you could have easily fit an
Yeah.
extra issue in there, because it really kicks into high gear once you hit, like, 6 really ramps up, and then 7, it's like a lot of stuff happens in 7, and I think you could have easily, I mean, it's perfectly fine the way it is, but I think you could have easily done it. Wouldn't have felt like you're stretching it at all or anything. You could have easily like let it maybe breathe a little more, and did 8 issues, no problem. But I mean, it's excellent with 7, you know.
On top of that, though, like issue 3 is over double issue size. I think it's like 50 pages long. So like,
no, it's 40.
Is it only 40? Okay.
Yeah.
That's still pretty much a double issue.
That issue got out of hand, but that one's my favorite of the entire series. I think it's probably the best single issue comic I've ever done.
Yeah, it is good. That one has like the chase scene, and then like that's when it kind of dips into like it gets into the horror movie kind of subplot of it. There's like actually it's a really good dark noir, but there is like a slasher movie subplot that kind of comes in. Yeah, at the end there, it's really great.
Yeah, as soon as Ben takes his shirt off at the end of that issue, I was like drawing it, and once I finished it, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is like, this is my favorite thing now."
It's so awesome. Yeah, it's like his character was always kind of dark and disturbing, but it's like as soon as that shirt comes off, the character takes on a whole nother form. Like, he's so much like, he was menacing, but now he's completely like, you don't want to run into, like, you see how crazy he actually is once he takes off that shirt. It's like someone who wears a mask to hide themselves, and he just pulls the mask off and bears himself to the world, and you're like, oh man, this is fucking scary. This guy is something. It's fantastic. I loved it. All those with the cult and everything. Is that issue 4 or is that in issue 3? I don't
That's
remember.
issue 4, kind of when like, because Ben takes his shirt off and starts chasing her, and then she runs into the cult in issue 4. And then the Ghost World girls end up showing back up. That's what I call the two teens.
Teenagers.
That's it. Yeah, I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, and they're kind of part of the cult until like they start getting really scary, and then they give Ben shrooms, which I don't know if that's the best idea, but like it did stop him for a minute, I guess.
Oh, that's a great panel sequence with the eyes, and you close up, and he's got like, all it does is make me think of that Homer Simpson episode when he does the pepper and he gets all high, and his eyes go super big. Yeah, it makes me think of that. That's such a great page with the panels and his eyes. They're just dilated like crazy. So there's so many great moments throughout the 7 issues. You have so many great characters. That's why I think like 7 issues was no problem. You have so many fantastic characters that you could develop in this story. I mean, you could have gone on probably for 12 issues easy if you wanted to really dig into a lot of those characters even more. Although you don't pull any punches, so it doesn't seem like you play any favorites with the characters, because
he kind of does, but like the ones he plays favorites with get the worst. You know, like the one twin that was like, you know, kind of making it in Hollywood. He was like starring in kaiju films, and then like he gets dragged back in. Like, I kind of felt that like he was a character that we were supposed to root for, but like ultimately, like you know, like in noir, not pretty much nobody gets out of this book unscathed. I'm just going to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even I established that the stakes were absolutely, you know, life or death, and that this was a pretty like, you know, unforgiving world where these people lived in. Although I did feel bad. I don't know. I felt bad that Dave is essentially a character who is like, has this opportunity. It's mentioned at the beginning of issue 4 that the director, who is M from Thunder Beast, essentially says to him, like, I want you to be like part of our crew and part of a family. And then his real family calls him and says, like, you have to do this very toxic thing that you don't want to do because we're family. And it's I kind of wanted to play with the idea of like, you know, chosen family and then your biological family, and like how, I don't know, one can struggle between the two of them.
Yeah.
And also, well, really, I just wanted to kind of fit like a giant kaiju somewhere at the beginning of,
Yeah.
because my thinking was like, okay, maybe, or at least when people finish issue 3, that will be like a big cliffhanger, like, oh, what's going to happen to Ben and Jan in the woods? And then you open up issue 4 and you see this giant monster attacking a city. And I wanted the reader to be like, what the fuck is happening in this book now?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Then it's revealed that it's like a Godzilla on the set of a Godzilla type movie. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. And I love how you start your issues in color.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it gradually fades. Some of them, they kind of fade out a bit until it gets to like present time. It's often your flashbacks that are color. And when it gets to like the present sequence, it turns to black and white, I've noticed. And that, I like that. That's a nice little touch for the story. Yeah. A lot of your book, the intros to the issues are flashbacks kind of to like when he's a kid, when Ben's a kid. And I love how you went with the softer pastels. Like, because it's more innocent. It's when he's a kid, although innocent, I mean, he's about to, you know, I mean,
he's younger, I guess.
Younger, yeah. But I mean, the buddy friend he makes is probably more innocent, like a time when maybe, like, that's a key moment where he could have turned his life around, right? Where he goes, the kid comes and befriends him, so you think, oh, maybe he could turn.
Yeah, Joe and Dave's dad, like, could have been like. And like they even allude to like he tried to when they were locked up together, but like Ben just wouldn't let this idea of his go. He's just a criminal psychopath, you know. He's just like institutionalized or whatever you know, whatever kind of thing you want to slap on him. But like, yeah, he's just that kind of guy.
My idea for Ben, like, it kind of changed as the book went forward. Like at first, I kind of like he's sort of like a combination of. Visually, he's sort of inspired by Harvey Pekar and the actor Michael Ironside.
Okay.
And a little bit of that comic book character, the tattoo part anyway, by the Crying Freeman, the manga.
Yeah.
And as it went on and was sort of going into him as a kid and all the stuff you'd alluded to in his relationship with Joey and Dave's father, Sam, I started to think of him as kind of like a peaked in high school kind of older man who just kind of wants to be young again and rob banks and commit crimes with his best friend. And then eventually his best friend had to be like, well, no, I want to get out of prison and I don't want to do that anymore because I don't want to go back to this. That's not what I want. And that's how the two ended up disagreeing to the point where he would have favored killing his best friend over trying to face the reality of having no one.
And then that's what like kind of like actually broke him into being the psycho that he is in this book. He wasn't actually like a psycho murderer yet until what happened with Sam, right? Was that's kind of like his breaking point, would you say?
I always just pictured, I don't know, Ben is just an inherently rotten human being, like even from when he was like a kid. It's actually kind of a miracle that Sam was ever his friend. Yeah. It's just that Ben was useful for committing crime.
Yeah, you see it's on full display, that one scene, the countdown. I'm going to count to 3. Then you see how lost of a soul he is, you know. It's cemented by that scene, and that's such a brutal scene. I wasn't sure if it was gonna. And I was like, oh fuck, he actually did it, man. This is crazy. Yeah.
Issue 5 almost ended that way. That was going to be what happens in issue 6 would have been the finale of issue 5, but I kind of not chickened out, but I was like, not yet. Yeah, I didn't want to do it yet.
I like this mentality though. His whole idea that what he was Jan, like he kind of liked her, you know what I mean? So he was gonna like do that whole social experiment with her where like she had to make the choice between whether she picked Frank or her husband. And like depending on how she did, like he's either gonna kill all 3 of them or just 2 of them. And I really like that kind of juxtaposition to him. So he wasn't like a full-on psychopath, just like he was not far from one either, type of thing. Like
Yeah, he wanted to make it a game where almost just being like, I want to drag everyone around me into this, like into as horrible a person as I am, or into like a sense of like rottenness that he kind of just carries everywhere with him, and making Jan decide, finding out like, okay, like, how much how much do you want to live, and would you want to give up one of these people to save yourself?
And well, the two other villains that I would think would be Frank and Alex, the husband, and like they're almost as evil as Ben in their own little weird, wicked ways. Especially Alex, the husband. Like he's probably the closest to actually being a sociopath or psychopath in the story. He's just not drawn to violence. He's just kind of like arbitrarily uses and throws away human beings type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Alex is just pure ego, and like a pretty cowardly person who just sort of like wants to be in it for himself and doesn't consider the realities of like, the wants and needs of other human beings, particularly like the women in his life around him. Like even as soon as like he is in the car with Angel, he's getting what he wants, which is to drive off into the sunset with his online cam girl mistress. As soon as she says like, well, we have to go pick up my son, he stutters and thinks like, oh, right, I didn't think about that. Like, you're an actual human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more than just the character I made up in my mind. Yeah. And he is a great character, man. Like I saw Justin Long when I was reading his. I thought that he just totally like had that same type of just bullshit, like especially from like Barbarian. Yeah, I was like totally getting Justin Long from Barbarian, and
I haven't seen Barbarian yet, and I really need to.
It's good.
Yeah,
really good.
I loved Weapons. I really like that movie a lot. So yeah, Barbarian, I need to cross off my to watch list.
I put together, because you made a post with all the covers, and I love how they look all lined up one after the other. Yeah. So these are all 7 covers, plus the cover for Thunder Beast, which is a fantastic book that people need to check out as well. I put the QR code up in the left-hand corner for the Big Cartel Shop. So if you want to grab any of these issues physically, you can head over to the Big Cartel Shop, or you could go, Wesley's got his lineup of books on Global Comics as well. So if you want to read the first issue to get a taste of it first before committing to ordering anything physically, you could go check out the some issues there to get a taste of the story as well. But everything's available at the Big Cartel Shop. So all you folks that want to grab some copies, just scan that QR code. It'll bring you to his shop, and you can peruse what he's got over there. And
he's got 2 formats available. Actually, he's got the his artist editions, which are Ashcan style mini comics, which is really cool. Like Joe, you kind of like grab some of the pages from those.
Well, he has some for all his books. He has that's one thing I want to go through. I want to touch on Thunder Beast a little bit too.
Hell yeah,
I love Thunder Beast. If you're into action, like this is what did you call it? It's a sci-fi fantasy basically comic is pretty much how you categorized it.
Yeah, I think like even though it seems like such a dumb term, but I get it, ultimately it's a fight comic. Like Fist of the North Star is sort of just like the biggest inspiration for it. Like I just wanted to kind of make a balls to the wall martial arts comic, and I always liked science fiction and things of that nature, and so wanted to include that as well. Basically, Thunder Beast is such a like, I don't know, in a weird way, when I was making, I was like, well, if I never make a comic again, at least I made this crazy thing.
It's a 90 pager too, so it's a nice thick book. You get quite the story, action packed. And I got the process edition. That you have your artist editions available digitally, so people can. And I love you took pictures of like all the tools you use, so if people are curious, they could see like how you work, what type of pens, brushes you use. Like you had a whole category. You have your halftones, your digital halftones that you throw in there. I love all that stuff. You even threw in like your reference pictures and like the pages that you drew. This is just a regular page from the main antagonist. Really cool design. It's almost got a what do you call it? Luchador feel to it. The mask with the little designs in it and stuff. So here you have a big kaiju type scene of what's her name again?
M,
and the skull guy.
Death King Ra is the name of the villain.
Great, like that's a fantastic splash page. And then you also said like you laid it all out in thumbnails, so you put your thumbnails out there, and then you have your process like your blue line, and then with the inks over it, and then you show with the final. I went and got the final pages, and you have them in there as well. The sequence where she ties her hair up when first time she gets ready to fight, which is fantastic. I love that sequence. So you have a step-by-step of her tying her hair, which I thought was pretty humorous, pretty fun.
That was an idea I had, and was when I got to that page, I was like, okay, like we're doing this. Let's figure out how to execute this idea for it that I had in my head of having the step-by-step process of, because I thought like, oh, what would a fighter with long hair do before they got into a fight? They'd tie their hair up in a bun. That would be interesting to draw. I hadn't seen like a comic that had done that. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's funny. In order to accomplish that, I had to like go on YouTube, and there was an army woman doing a tutorial of how she ties her hair up in a bun. And so I watched that many times in order to get the reference for that, for the hand movements and all the gestures. Yeah,
that's cool. It's like the equivalent of like a girl taking her earrings off when she's ready to fight, you know?
Yeah.
Tying the hair up.
Was there's a scene in the movie Way of the Dragon, the Bruce Lee movie, and he fights Chuck Norris, the late Chuck Norris, in the finale of that movie. And before they fight, they stretch. And I remember thinking like, that's really cool. Like, you don't like, that is what a fighter would do if you were about to like get into like a rumble with somebody. It would be like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, like I just love that they should take this time to show them like doing like stretching before they fight.
Yeah. And you have more reference pictures that you took of poses for the guy with the staff. I mean, it's a fun, like all your artists, like this one especially has a lot of process stuff in it, the Thunder Beast one. So if we're into like process, and so you give a lot of like reference pictures, the blue lines, the fun little her house, her abode.
Yeah. Thunder Beast was like the most ambitious comic I had done up to that point, and just had never done anything like that at all. And so it really was like, I learned so much. I think that's why I have such a soft spot for that book, because of just how much I mean,
it's a great book.
And learned along the way.
Because this one differs a little bit from the Jump. You have a very, I won't say strict, but you're very faithful to the format. And I'll touch on that later when we jump back into the Jump, no pun intended. But this one, you have a lot of splash pages. So it's very like bombastic, very like this is a fantastic splash page. I love the inks. Then you see how you apply your halftones digitally. So you see the digital, the final touches. Obviously, you scan it in. You work on the contrast. You boost up the blacks and everything like that. You know, make sure it's nice and crisp. Then you add your halftones.
Also, the character damage too. Like you can't really tell like here, but like at this point, like they've both been fighting for a while, and Thunder Beast's face is actually really busted up too. She gets all kind of bruised. Looking like John Bernthal at the end of a movie, kind of all bloody, and kind of her face is all busted up too, which I think at this point in the comic, it's like that. That's why it's kind of like really dark.
But you also see on the final version, I think you added a little bit more of blood spatter.
Yeah, I did.
Digitally, so you're probably looking at it being like, you know, it could use a little more blood, you know?
That was the attitude with a lot of pages of Thunder Beast, like could use more blood. And I was really lucky. I have several files. I have like a whole folder in my computer that just says like splatter, grit, texture,
Okay.
And a lot of that splatter came from a design school project years ago. Back in 2016, we had to like do this project where we would apply like layers and layers of texture with like some sort of objects and like create it so it would make a gradient of it. And so one of those textures happened to be like a lot of splatter like that. And so I had that file on hand and was able to mess around with it, and so that I can just grab layers and layers of like various like organic looking splatter that doesn't look like a I don't know, or at least looks as far away from like a Photoshop tool as possible. Like, because Photoshop has their own like splatter tool, but it's not you know, the best.
I mean, these are literally splatters you created, save them in as a layer, right? And then you just apply them how you want. So
yeah,
I mean, they're actually ones original splatters that you created, and you just add or subtract as you go along. So that's cool. Love this page. I love that dinosaur drawing.
Yeah.
So good. So good. So this has dinosaurs in it too. So
dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Exactly. Basically, it's like, yeah, my thinking of this comic was just like, I just want to draw everything I want to see in a comic.
Yeah. Fantastic. I love it. Yeah. And I mean, people be warned, your books are for mature readers, because there is not just violence but sexual content as well.
A little bit. I mean, yeah, there is. I mean, there's at least like the Jump has the one issue where there's quite a bit, and then Thunder Beast, I think it's issue 3 maybe, where it's, I think almost the opening scene is
it's very planned. Page 69 of Thunder Beast has a scene. And that's what needed to happen on that page. And,
awesome.
Yeah. Is that Frank and Angel? Like when he's just getting down? Because that's probably like the most graphic I can think of.
Yeah, in the Jump, that's where it gets graphic. But I mean, yeah. Well, you see him getting, you know. So I mean, but that's fine. Twitch is all right with that. You can't show boobs. You can show penises, but no boobs.
Oh boy, I don't even know. Yeah, it's so funny, like keeping up with what the rules are now. But actually, it was kind of funny, like when I was posting the Jump on Instagram and stuff. When like I got to issue 3, I was like, oh, I'm like, all right, how am I going to do this? And I was like, oh, I'll use the like pixelated thing, like they used to do on TV. And that was like funny to me, at least, to do that for that artwork. It made it like, I don't know, funnier in a way to me.
When Frank meets Angel, because that's kind of the only one I could think of that's like super gratuitous booby shot. Like when
I wanted like the point too is like in issue 3, like I thought it would be just funny, like that, like just to have Frank be naked throughout the entire issue.
Yeah, pretty much, eh? When he's as soon as he gets in the house,
and
Angel's there, he's like, it doesn't take too long where he
does his best thinking in the shower, man. Come on. That's how Frank.
Yeah, Frank does get nude a lot in the book. It wasn't planned, but it just sort of ended up happening that way, just because, I don't know, Frank is just a very silly character.
That was this whole thing when like they escaped with Alex after like he's like, what's the plan? Oh, I gotta take a shower. I do my best thinking in the shower. Like, great one.
Anything to like, be out of the moment.
Who's the artist on like your Frank often? Because he's you draw him extremely expressive with his face and everything, and it makes me, who's the artist on Hate, the comic Hate?
Oh, Pete Bag.
Yeah, Bag, that's it. And Frank makes me think a lot of like the way Bag draws a lot of his characters. Frank definitely makes me think of that kind of style with his mouth, his expressions and stuff. He's a fun character, the way you draw him and the expressions and everything.
Yeah, it's funny. I kind of wanted to do like a post of Frank where it's just, here are all the panels of him screaming.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like towards the end, I was like, oh, I draw him yelling a lot.
Yeah. Oh, he's a high strung guy, man.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I mean, it's his fault, but he has a rough night.
Yeah. Johnny, you wanted to touch on. You wanted to go through some of the issues, right? You wanted to touch on a few things for the jump.
Oh, I just dude, there's just some amazing sequences in it, especially towards the end. And like, these are not spoiler ish, because like I don't want to talk too much about like what goes on in this book, but like eventually, like a bigger hitman has to get called in because the cops that work for the main gangster just can't get it done. So that kind of becomes the thing, and there's this really cool jousting scene pretty much between like this hit woman that gets called in and like Dave, the twin that survives like the drive-by, and like you get this killer splash of him. Like they've already kind of like had one pass at each other already, and then here we got this them crossing over, and it's just done so well that there's a bit more to it. I didn't want to like just crop hella the book, so I just kind of took that piece, but like it's probably one of my favorite sequences, along with issue 3, like the chase where like they're catching up to the drive-by people, and Frank like blows that one dude's brains out, and then Jan kills the one other dude, and then the wreck, like dude, yeah, just dope ass sequences, and the way that they're rendered and the way you chose to like color them a little bit with this kind of limited palette that you used in issue 3 when yeah, you kind of start entering horror land, you know what I mean? Like, and then the scene with the guy with the Uzi, you know, after that survived the crash, and yeah, just Dave burning them all alive, or not Ben.
A lot of the Ben scenes have red tints to it.
Yeah. It just looks so good, man. Like really great sequences. There's a lot at the beginning too, like the crime scene sequence of them like robbing the van at the beginning. You see that it starts with the helmets and then them on the motorcycles, and just such great motion in the comic. You know what I mean?
I wanted issue 1 to start in a very, like, it was really important to me to start with an action sequence, and then also to have it be wordless, because I thought it'd be, well, one, it saves me the trouble of lettering, and then two, for anyone that's picking this up for the first time, it wouldn't matter what language they spoke. They would just be, at least for these first 5 or 6 pages, they'd be getting this little story that hopefully everyone can understand.
And I love how with the reflection in the visor, you get the point of view from both guys, kind of deal. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was something I kind of liked messing around with in this comic, and a couple of spots throughout is reflections. I feel like that was only one thing I kind of did once in Thunder Beast, and then for this book, it was fun to end up playing with it more.
Yeah.
But like issue 1 really is like a pretty perfect issue 1. Like you pretty much introduce most of the main cast. Like I guess through the first 2 issues you really introduce the cast, but in issue 1, like you show the crime, you with that great intro, and then like it goes right into, you meet Frank, then you meet the Ghost World girls, you meet the lady who beats her dog, and then you meet Jan, and that's kind of like key important parts. And I just love how it's kind of done cinematic. Kind of, I hate to keep bringing up Guy Ritchie, but you know, like the beginning of Snatch, where they kind of show like you know, the diamond and then the guy screaming, and like how it's got that really clever intro where like the images keep feeding into each other. That's kind of how at the beginning of the Jump kind of really feels. There's like a really kind of cyclical motion to it, where like you kind of, it's almost like you can see it like done in like one big 360 shot. You know what I mean? You're gonna just kind of spin around to the next character while this kind of things happening at the beginning of the story.
Yeah, kineticism is really important to me, and not just the Jump, but you know, kind of a lot of most of the comics I do is just making sure that things are just always moving. And like, I don't know, the most important thing I always tell myself in anything is just don't be boring. Just don't bore the reader, no matter what.
And that doesn't happen in the Jump, man. This thing just keeps going. There's no downtime. Like it just kind of jumps between characters and like their motion. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anybody chills, except for I think the cop does. The cop character kind of goes home for a minute, right? I think he kind of has a chill moment, but you're not with him while he's chilling. You're with the other characters. You kind of join back up with him when he's done chilling and has to go back out.
Yeah, there's one calm scene of after an event happens in issue 6 where Ben and Jan are just sort of talking, but then it gets ramped up again through dialogue when Ben gives Jan the ultimatum of like, okay, like here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find your husband and we're gonna find Frank, and you can make the choice of or which one of them I'll kill, or I'll kill all 3 of you.
And you stay pretty faithful to your 6-panel grid.
Yes, that was Gary.
You almost never break it. I think you only break it when you do splash pages. And I love like how really this, technically speaking, is 6 panels, but in reality it's a 3-panel page. But you keep your 6 regardless. You could have easily just taken it out and done 3 panels, and I think that kind of helps the story. Like the pacing of the story, even though those are just 3 images that you just broke up, I think it helps with the pacing of the story, consistency, like a rhythm to the story, the beats, because you have the 6 panels per page and you don't ever break it. So it maintains that rhythm, that pacing, which is great. Like even here, like when he gets the phone call, Frank, and you break it up into the 6 panels. It's fantastic. I love it. And there's a great action sequence where, this one, that explosion on the bottom, right? It's and the top, and just the pose, the jump on the bottom with the explosion is fantastic. I love that sequence. It's such a nice little sequence there. That's fantastic.
I feel like there's another one before that where Luz is at the door and she's shooting.
Yeah, I should have that one. I could find it. Then you have like your moments where you have splash pages, like the fantastic one where he takes off his shirt. I love the way you frame this one with the silhouetted of the trees. It's all the negative space and it really frames them perfectly. That's a beautiful splash page. Love that. Here, this is one thing I really like is you don't see as much here. I have another panel that you can see it more, is at the nighttime scenes. It's almost like a scratch board. Like all your trees are black with a white outline, and your characters are the opposite. They're like white with a black outline. So it really gives you an emphasis on like nighttime in the woods. Do I have that panel here somewhere? I thought I did, but I mean it's fantastic. Like you can see it on the trees here, how they're all like almost inversed, right? And it's great stuff. And there's for Ben moseying on into the woods on that one. They're ready to hunt.
And this splash of Dave is great too.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that one. The 6-panel grid was important to me from the office from the beginning. I had posted some comics to Instagram by breaking up the panels and having them as individual slides. And I kind of enjoyed seeing the audience reaction to it. And so with this one, knowing that I was intending to kind of do this for a while, I wanted to basically, I had the 6-panel grid in mind, basically with the idea of just like, okay, like I know exactly what the layout will always be for every page. That takes a lot of thinking away for doing panel layouts and things of that nature. And then, yeah, like basically it came down to sort of on my computer figuring out the right size of the square when breaking it down and then having them all as individual slides. And that was really fun because the cool thing about the format of Instagram and the slides and whatnot is that you can use those things, and like even panels themselves can end up being treated as like page turns in that format. If I were really nuts, I had an idea. I'm like, man, I don't even know how thick this would be. Be really funny. I'm not going to do it, but it would be, I would like, was just curious, like, what if there was like a little like square pocketbook version of the jump? It's like
one each one is just one
just the individual panels.
Yeah.
You could almost flip it, and it almost be like it's animated, pretty much.
Some
Yeah.
scene, yeah, the opening definitely would be rad to see as a flip book or as animated. Just kind of, I could probably do that on.
I think this is the one I was referring to. Yeah, where the woods, you see,
Yeah,
and it really gives you that feel of nighttime. It's such a simple thing, but it's so effective.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And then the
I definitely had Black Hole at my desk looking through
Yeah.
Charles Burns' artwork because I was like, all right, who draws the woods at night better than everybody? Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I saw that and I love it. I mean, it's good stuff. Here's a good example of Frank.
yeah.
And I love, like, this is great how you
He's
can see how
old, but Jake Busey, right, as Frank. But like, I guess maybe there's a third Busey. Like they could play Frank nowadays.
get a time machine.
Yeah.
But I love how you play with the colors here, like the red, and all of a sudden you take that fourth panel and just do the line art in red with a white background. And I love how it just the play
double
back
look.
and forth.
Yeah.
It's good
And
stuff. I love
how
it.
fast his expression changes from like switching looking one way to the other. Yeah, it's.
What's this one?
But for your writing, like what were your inspirations there? Because this is a damn good crime drama, man. Like this is superior crime drama. Like I'm not kidding. Like you can go ahead and put this up there with like the Brubaker and Phillips's books. You know what I mean? Like this is on that level. It might got like a bit of more of a Benjamin Mara attitude to it at times than say like a straight up. But like this thing is. It's amazing. So like from the writing aspect, like who were your who'd you look at for inspiration?
Boy, I don't know. I'm not sure like who I would go to in terms of like writing inspiration for this particular project. I'm sorry, I don't have a really good answer for that one.
Okay, fair enough. Like maybe you just watched a lot of really cool films like I did, but like there's
I think it's just really like a lot of stuff I watched when I was young. Like I don't know, I always wanted to do or I was always fascinated by crime movies and crime comics and things like that. Like when I was, it's all kind of happening at the same time around the time when I was in 6th grade. I want to say like I probably read the first Sin City, and that really blew me away, and that kind of also coincided with like watching my older brother showing me Pulp Fiction and things like that. And I remember I had a friend that showed me True Romance and Reservoir Dogs, and I loved those like a lot. And I don't know, I always thought the genre itself was really compelling, and just could never think of a story that I wanted to do within it really until one day I was walking in around when I was living in San Diego, and I saw these two guys. One was jumping another one's car, and I thought, well, what if the other guy that got his car jumped did something, like drove off and did something awful, and it affected the other person? And that was kind of what sort of got the ball rolling in my head and thinking about this, doing this thing.
That's awesome. I'm just a huge fan. It's probably my favorite type of story is the crime drama, and you did such a great one. So like I just was wondering, but that's killer though. Like it's just kind of an innate storytelling thing for you. That's lucky.
Here we have a Hero Hotel. Do you work on more than one story or title at a time, or do you wait until you finish before starting something new?
Usually I wait until I finish before starting something new, although there was one exception.
Ghost Agents?
What's up?
The Ghost Agents?
Yes, that was it. Yeah, that was the one that I did between jumps. I can't remember which one it would have been though. I remember I drew it during Christmas of some year, probably 2024 or 5.
And it had motorbikes in it. You like to
It
draw
did.
motorbikes, yeah.
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 It's funny. Rocco Jerome from of Ghost Agents reached out to me, and I said we were both talking about wanting to do a story, and he sent me the script for for that, and I was like, oh, cool. All right. Like motorcycle stuff. I can do this.
And I picked up a book recently and I was like, man, Charles Forsman's Ex Utero. And I was reading this and I was like, oh, it makes me think of Wesley's book a bit. Like the style he uses in this one. When Charles goes with a more of his and it makes me think, especially the way he draws a lot of the eyes and stuff. And it just made me think of your book. Like it has, so if people enjoy this kind of style, like if you're familiar with this work that Charles Forsman does, you'll love the style of it. It's not identical, but it definitely has some similarities in some of the features and the styles. So if you enjoy that style, you'll love the Jump.
I'll have to check that out. What's that?
Ex Utero.
Okay.
Mansion Press puts it out, right, Joe?
Yeah, you get it at Mansion Press. Issue 3 just came out. There's 2 volumes. I think they're about 40 or no, maybe 60 pages each.
Yeah, they look about graphic novella-ish, like
about 60 pages.
70. Yeah.
Book 3 just came out a month ago, maybe. So the third one's available. Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah. So Charles, it's got a little bit of Charles vibe. Your art as well, depending on what titles you pick up, because he switches his style up a little bit. Like as opposed to Revenger, it's not the same style as that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, Revenger and like Slasher, he kind of drew a little cheaper than he usually does. I don't know why, but like he kind of gave it kind of like a more amateurish look than like he normally has to his work.
And another thing that's great in your books is I love your. It's probably my smallest, like a very minor complaint I have about your book is Maurice. Man, he never makes another appearance after the first issue.
I know. I definitely feel like that there should have been some follow up about him. I love Maurice. Yeah, no, he's fun. I wanted to do like a backstory of him, basically like, Frank and his ex Zoe are alluded to in issues 1 and 3. And I kind of wanted to basically reveal at some point that like Maurice was like a breakup dog. That was their dog that they got together. And when she left, like basically Frank got stuck with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's I thought I got them. They're here somewhere. Such a great, it's a pug, right? Or a Frenchie?
He's a Frenchie.
Frenchie, eh? Yeah. I'm trying to find where I have them here. I went and clipped a couple so you could see. Oh, right here, Maurice. So I think it must be the 2 in a row. Here, I'll load them up. Yeah, it's great. I love the way you draw him too. There you go.
There he is at the bottom there.
Yeah.
I just put one up really fast for you, Joe. Yours just uploaded.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the same one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exact same one. Then when he's leaving, he's like, "See ya."
I like that he talks to it though. I think Maurice is actually like it's the breakup dog that he didn't want it, but like it ended up becoming his only friend.
Exactly. Well, it was just it worked as like just sort of like a storytelling benefit in terms of just like, okay, like we're introducing one of our main characters now. He's alone, but who is he talking to? Okay, he'll have a dog. Now he can talk to somebody. It's like when people like the early days of like Batman or something, why Robin was created. We're like, okay, now this guy in a cave can talk to somebody.
Yeah. But I mean, he does have an attachment to it because when he's talking to Angel, he's like, "Oh, Maurice would love this." Like when he's in the new house, and he makes reference to it, and she's like, "Who's Maurice?" "Oh, that's my dog." So you see, he does have quite the attachment to his dog and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's one of the things that makes like Frank the only redeemable villain in the book. You got that, and then when he tells the story about the bullfighter, you know what I mean? Like you kind of there's a few things that really humanize Frank that like Alex and Ben don't really get, So kind of makes Frank makes you happy for Frank, you know what I mean, when you read the book.
Yeah, without giving too much away, like in a weird way, the book ended up having like for some reason a lot of the ways I felt about human beings and our relationships to animals, like, or at least it's a good way to like ended up kind of popping up in the book.
Like the
Because
lady who beats the
that
dog.
one character gets the comeuppings for hitting their dog all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think you have at least one page each issue that's dedicated to that relationship between the owner and the dog, right? Till issue 5 or 6, where they
Till
get their comeuppings.
Till 4.
4?
Mrs. C runs across, or Luz is driving her. Basically comes and sees Mrs. C and sees her hitting her dog, and that's when we no longer get to have Mrs. C in the story.
No, yeah. And that character made me think of the assassin there, the hip woman. Makes me think a little bit of No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, she's absolutely inspired from Anton Chigurh.
Focused, doesn't say much, gets the job done. Like.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, and it's weird. Luz as a character was something I thought of years ago before doing the jump, like probably like in 2019. I was in design school, and I was working on some project, kind of like at the end of the day and stuff, like class was over and stuff, but I was in the studio working on something, and as I'm leaving, I saw this, the team of like custodians that were coming into the building to, clean up for the evening. And I don't know why I had this thought. I was looking at this, one of the custodians, this little older Mexican lady, and I just had this crazy thought where, like most men that write genre fiction, I feel like it's inevitable where you want to come up with your invincible, unkillable assassin character. Like McCarthy has Anton Chigurh, there's Boba Fett, there's Golgo 13, that type of person. And when I was looking at this, going by this lady, and I thought, that lady could be one of those characters and no one would know. She could just like go, like move across like the world and like be anywhere and no one would notice, and that would make her all the more dangerous. Mm-hmm. And so I just kept ruminating on that idea of like having this archetype, but have it be in the form of like a small, older, like short, like woman that's like not some, like basically on their looking at their physical appearance, like what you would think of as some like invincible, like quote unquote, badass marksman type of character.
Here she is.
Yeah,
I love that was a scene when the dog. I love this like little side story with this dog. It's such a good, and it ties into the end as well, which is fantastic.
All the way through the book, from the beginning to the end with that poor dog, perfectly though. Yeah, really great. That you stayed so focused, it stayed so punchy, and it just ended perfectly, man. Like it's one of the hardest things to stick, and like. You did it expertly, I think, with this book, man. Like this is up there with some of my favorite crime dramas I've ever like watched or read. Like this is top tier in my opinion, man.
Well, thank you.
So now that it's complete, all 7 issues, what's the plan?
The plan is I got to figure out a way to get a trade paperback together of it and get it into as many people's hands as possible. And I don't know whether or not that's going to be it being picked up by a publisher or me doing a Kickstarter, but I don't know. I want it to be as one thing.
Doing both?
What's up?
Maybe doing both? Kickstarter maybe gets picked up afterwards by a publisher?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to reach out and chat with some people.
Living the line, I'd say, like, honestly, submit this book to them. Like, I could, like, totally see this being put out by them. Like,
yeah.
This is.
How many pages total would it be? All 7 issues?
200 probably, because the last after issue 3, they're 36 pages, right?
I want to say it's 248 if I remember correctly, or maybe 240.
So that'd be a
'Cause
nice
I
big book.
have it all designed already, like the InDesign file, like basically of how I designed the trade paperback of it all as one thing. I just haven't printed it yet.
It's a nice thick book, though, man. That almost 300 pages. You probably throw a little back material in there, fill it out almost to 380 something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the next step, and then I don't know. I kind of want to start drawing the next thing.
Yeah, exactly. So that was one. Now, what's the future of the Jump like in its format? So you want to get obviously a trade, and so what's your next story that you want to tell?
I don't know if I want to say that quite yet. I kind of want to keep that close to the chest.
Cool. I'm just thinking about like pulp ideas you haven't done yet. I'm like a weird Western. Like you haven't done one of those yet.
Man, it's funny. That's not what I have in mind, but that would be something I would love to try and tackle as like someone that spent most of his life growing up in Arizona, and I do like the Western genre a lot as in terms of like films and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's another one, like how I actually used to feel about crime before doing the Jump, where I just felt like the genre was bigger than like what than my like aspirations or capabilities for it in a weird way.
Gotcha.
Or I just haven't figured out like, all right, well, it's a Western, but what is it? What would it be? Sorry.
All right. I just wanted to show the 2 Godzilla pages that you did because those are fantastic. Those splash pages.
Gavara.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
But yeah,
that was a funny thing of doing that sequence where I was almost like kind of in love. I was like, actually, like maybe I want to do this comic. Just this romance story of a young woman trying to direct a kaiju movie and falling in love with her stuntman.
that would be cool. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I think you have
everything worked out for Dave.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there is some like slight humor in it, you know. So I think you'd have a good voice if you wanted to like tell like more of a romantic side to a story. I think you'd probably do a good job at it because you can see there's hints of it in the Jump here and there.
Well, it's really dark. There's a lot
dark. I mean, it's a dark book, right? But I mean,
there's a lot of humor in the book. It's just, yeah, you feel a little bad at laughing at some of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, come on. So yeah, it's good stuff. I just want to remind people that QR code's up in the left-hand corner. Scan it, bring you to the big cartel. You could pick up Thunder Beast, the Jump. I think you have 2 or 3 other titles on there as well.
Grotesque. It's like a horror anthology you did, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, Grotesque. I sold out of all of those for currently, and I just haven't had the time to pay for reprinting it as of this moment.
You have the digital versions for the artist editions of the Jump, and you have your artist edition / process of Thunder Beast as well available digitally. You have the little mini black and white version of the Jump as well.
Yep, those, I kind of just wanted to make those as one because originally I made those mini comics for myself to have as reference while working on whatever the next issue of the Jump would be after one was done, without having to pull out the original artwork or mess with the color version inventory that I have. And eventually, I was just looking at them and thinking like, oh, these are kind of nice. I'll print them and make them available for people at like half the price of the color version.
And are all 7 issues available in black and white, or do you still have to do a few of those versions to get them up on the shop?
I would have to do that, and I mean, it wouldn't be. I literally just have to, print one and make one out and take a photo of it and have it available on the shop. But if anyone does want like all 7 issues as mini comics, just feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I can make that happen.
Yeah. So yeah, you have some cool stuff on your shop. So it's Big Cartel. But Wesley Griffith, Big Cartel Shop. Go over there, check it out, buy some comics. Are you planning on doing any shows or any kind of signings, comic shop visits, anything like that coming up in the future? Or
I am. I don't do shows often because I don't. It's kind of just expensive to travel. But it's called Denver. It's in Denver. It's called Decaf. I can't remember what it stands for. Like Denver Comics and Arts Festival, I believe it's called.
exactly.
That's going to be in May 9th, Saturday. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, you posted about that. Yeah, this is it right here.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah. That's it. Decaf, you're going to be there. So go check it out, folks. You want to buy some comics, get them signed, go visit Wesley there. Go stop by his table. Buy all his comics. Make sure he sells out.
Yeah, write his name down. Make sure you remember it too. You're gonna want to keep your eyes on what this guy does next, because like with what he has out next, it's gonna be super exciting, and it's gonna be like one of the best things that comes out that year. So you definitely keep your eyes on what's coming out next from this guy.
Man, I hope it's good.
So I think at the end of issue 7, you wrote there's a little skyline painting and it says 23 to 26. So that's the first issue of the Jump came out in 23.
Yeah, it did. I did it based on when the when the pages were inked.
Okay.
And that, I don't know. I thought it was I don't know. Part of me, I kind of was thinking like, oh, is that corny to do that? But I kind of wanted to do it anyway, just to show how much time had lapsed for the project. And I don't know. It's just it's a thing I've always noticed that like Stephen King does at the end of his books, and I thought it was cool, so I figured I'd try and steal it.
So it was roughly a 3-year, 4-year journey.
2.5 years, yeah.
2.5. Okay. How long was you did Thunder Beast in a year, right?
Yep.
1 year for Thunder Beast for 90 pages. That's pretty good.
That is amazing. That's really good progress as well between the two series. Like doing Thunder Beast, which was 3 issues, right, and then going to doing a whole 7 issue with a much bigger cast. Because Thunder Beast, there's a lot to it, but like I think that there's not very many characters. Whereas like the Jump, like you have quite a cast in it. There's 18 to 20 characters at least. Speaking lines, you know what I mean? Between the cops and like the other cult members and stuff like that all have different personalities, and yeah, you have quite the cast.
Yeah. So I mean, but both books offer a completely different reading experience. Like the Jump is very much a crime story, and Thunder Beast is cosmic, action-packed sci-fi. It's wild. It's off the wall. There's crazy ideas in it where she teleports through a guy's chest into another dimension. I mean, it's wild, and there's a lot of action, so I mean, depends what you're in the mood for, right? If you're in the mood for a very, very good crime story, go pick up the Jump. If you want some crazy action, battles, fight scenes, and beat them up, go pick up Thunder Beast. I mean, Wesley has some books for whatever itch you might have. So
yeah,
go check it out.
If you love the pulp styles, man, Wesley's your man. Like straight up, he's like, at least so far. Like, and the pulp, you can't get better than pulp, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They're the best genres.
Yep.
I just want to make beautifully made trash for everyone to see.
Well, so far, those I can't praise the 2 books enough, Thunder Beast and the Jump. Like, I mean, I highly recommend people go pick up both those series.
Yeah. One last thing I want to talk about, man, is your automobiles. They're so great. Like, I look at you draw this Toyota SUV, and I'm like jealous because like it is so fucking hard to draw an ugly ass, just regular looking SUV like that. And like it's like so perfectly rendered in this book, you know. And then like Frank's car, like, was that like a real muscle car, or did you just kind of like make up your own for like Frank's car?
Some cars some cars I made up, and then others I didn't. Most of them were not. And yeah, I mean, Yeah, the important ones were not like
There's a Trans Am later on, but like Frank's first car, like because like they have the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am at the end, right?
yeah, yeah. The 77 Pontiac Firebird, that was important to have. And then like Frank's car at the beginning is a Chevy Impala. It's like it's the same it's the same car that Henry from Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer drives. Just because I think that car is like so disturbing and gross in that movie, and I thought like Frank should just drive like a black version of it. And then Jam's car is a 2007 Toyota Tacoma. That was my older brother's car or truck a while ago. I remember driving it and I always really liked it. And then that car that appears in issue 2, that where Dave, Joey, and Ben arrive, it's like an 80s Honda Accord, which is what my dad had when I was very, very small. And that car was like really, really ugly. And so I wanted to sort of have that one as well.
Like,
And that's
look at that muscle car down in the corner on this page.
that's a Plymouth Barracuda.
Yeah,
Because I wanted the criminal organization that is kind of after their money that was stolen throughout the book. I kind of wanted everything to do with them, like relating to water, because their base is the shipyard, and we see like, you know, Luz, when she's introduced, she's mopping a floor, and then her car is the Jeep Rubicon, which is named after the river. And yeah, just everything having to do with them is sort of like water based.
Neat. I didn't even pick up on that. That's cool. But yeah, your cars are awesome. So like, I like that you kind of like always include them in a lot of your work. You know what I mean? Like you said, like in your Ghost Agents thing, you had the motorcycles again.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I'm not even like a car guy, but it just sort of ended up, because the impetus of the story is so car based, it had to be like, I had to make it like, you know, important to me.
Neither is Jesse Lonergan, but he wrote a racer car book. So
yeah. I'm so curious if Daniel Warren Johnson is like a car guy either, or if it's just sort of like, well, like I'm doing Transformers now, so like let's go, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of have to dive into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
So man, congratulations on wrapping up the Jump.
Thank you so much. And man, thank you guys, everyone out there, and you both, for enjoying it. Like this, I don't know, it's really been like humbling and cool to see like this weird little Instagram comic that kind of came out of nowhere grow into something that that's what it is now, and hopefully will continue to grow for the future.
Well, thank you for making it available for like us to check out. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta put it out there that like you younger talents out there, and your guys' willingness to just kind of let your book be out there for free, and you know, understand that like it's gonna come back. If it's good, it'll come back as a positive. You know what I mean? And it's just really cool. You know what I mean? And it really, in my opinion, does help you know, really promote a book. You know?
Yeah, that was really important to me. And like, oh, I want to say currently on Global Comics, the entire thing is available.
Yeah.
So you can read issues 1 through 7 of the Jump and Thunder Beast and Grotesque like for free on my Global Comics account. And that's important to me, because I want as many people like around the world, because I know international shipping sucks, like to read these things. And you know, I know I'm not going to get all that much money out of it anyway, so I might as well, like, I'd like to give it away for free, because to me, like, I don't know, a book is really done when someone reads it.
It's great though. I mean, I've read this book a couple of times now, and like I can't wait to get the trade for it. You know what I mean? Like I'm really excited to have like the tome of it. You know.
And you know what? If you do plan on doing a Kickstarter, that could only help you.
Yeah.
Right. Because people that, you know, they're like, oh, now I can get like a collected edition, or, you know, and they might be like, all right, I'm going to pull the trigger now and get it all collected in one volume. And
yeah.
So cool, man. Thanks for coming on. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, always good talking to you guys as well. It's I don't know. It's I don't know. It's been fun. It's crazy that it was so long ago since the last time.
Yeah. Well, it was like you said, issue 2, 1 and 2. Yeah. I think you're working on 3 or just finishing up 3.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds right.
I think you were putting up the first couple pages of 3 on your Instagram, because I remember you were showing us kind of like you did the new color intro, because that was like one of the things we talked most about, was you kind of doing the anime, the manga thing, where you kind of had the colored intros and then the book kind of faded to black and white. And I think that you were showing us the pages you had for issue 3 that you had done.
So wish you the best of luck on your next project. Hopefully
you come on here and promote it. Yeah, we'll be here.
Yeah, man, we'll do.
Looking forward to it. Can't wait to hear about it. So we'll be keeping our ears peeled on socials to see when you drop any news on that. So yeah, people can follow you on Instagram at Wesley Griffith.
Yeah, at Wesley Griffith _.
Okay.
And my books are available for free on Global Comics, and they're available in print at wesleyGriffithshop.bigcartel.com.
There you go.
You could read The Jump on Instagram too, but you got to read it basically page by page, but like you said,
panel by panel.
Panel by panel, yeah.
Yeah, and you got to do it backwards because you got to go to my profile and scroll down. So I don't know. Ideally, that's like another reason why probably better to go to Global Comics.
Yeah. I kind of got the ending spoiled for me a little bit. I saw like a particular a panel on Instagram, but like whatever, it was so fucking rad when I saw it anyways that I didn't mind seeing it. Yeah. But cool beans. Well, we're gonna be back on Saturday. We're gonna be talking about Eduardo Rizzo and Carlos Trio's Borderline. It's 2 Argentinian guys. They made this comic in Italy, and then one of the guys got famous for doing 100 bullets, and so they released it in America, and it's fucking amazing, and not too many people know about it, so we're going to be talking about it, and we're also going to be spinning the wheel and giving away Brad Dwyer's Power Pulp stuff. You can go on and we got that going.
Brad Dwyer episode. Yeah, go find this episode. Right, Power Pulp down in the YouTube comments to enter, and we'll spin the wheel on Saturday to pick winner. And you'll get to go on to the Power Pulp site and pick one of Brad's books. Any book you want, you can pick it, and it'll get shipped to you. So you just we'll get in touch with you, whoever the winner is, and we'll ship you some cool comics.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess that's it. Thanks again, Wesley. It was a pleasure, and really looking forward to your projects in the future.
Thank you so much.
All right, Johnny, I think it's that time. It's outro time.